Something is very wrong, and it's time you knew about it. Why is a well-meaning hair restoration specialist from Paterson, New Jersey, being forced to tell you his biggest secret right here in this video? Just one reason. Because he uncovered something you've never heard of before. A solution to hair loss that you won't find on a supermarket shelf. A solution that hasn't made the first page in medical journals, and yet, this solution is so powerful that it can regrow your hair no matter your age, gender, or health status, and can give most of us who use it rich, luscious hair, no matter how advanced their hair loss was. His secret, if it gets out, could help you quit hair regrowth products and help you save thousands of dollars. So if you're here, drop everything and prepare for a revolution in hair loss. Hi, my name's Jerry Williams. If you're losing your hair, or you're even worried about losing your hair, you're 5 minutes away from possibly the biggest breakthrough of your entire life. Because you're about to realize that the hair you've lost isn't really lost at all. You just thought it was, because you didn't know the truth. And the truth will set you free, as you'll see. If you're here, that means you're hurting. Something just isn't right with the world. When your hairline creeped back a bit, you didn't think much of it. And when clumps of hair were showing up in the brush, you ignored that too. That was just a natural part of getting older, right? But then it got worse. And you actually started to see a different person in the mirror. A person you didn't really like anymore. You began to feel like you were losing control as months and years went by. Like your good looks were being robbed from you before your very eyes. You don't stand as tall as you used to now. You can sense the eyes judging you wherever you go. You look years older now. People don't look at you the same way. And deep down you know, neither does your spouse. You keep wondering when it will stop. But it won't stop until everything is gone. Your confidence drops by the day. Your very identity is shaken. And am I really the man I used to be? Will my spouse ever see me the same way? Will I ever see me the same way? You find yourself at a crossroad. Everyone you trust is telling you should accept it. Shave your head and go on with life. But for many of you, not graced with the stunning scalp of a Mr. Clean, that's just not an option. Before you found this page, you've probably looked at countless other products, pills, potions, and creams, and noticed that they were either very expensive or time-consuming, and none had real promises of long-term results. Dark hopelessness is setting in, as you don't know if it will ever go away. And if any of this rings true for you, I just have one thing to say. It isn't your fault. It really isn't. You, along with hundreds of millions of other people, are suffering from the exact same problem, thinking the exact same thoughts, and are coming to realize the exact same thing. If you keep using the same products, hoping their effects will suddenly boost overnight, you're probably never going to get the hair you want. And if you're feeling as if you're wasting your time and wasting your money, then you landed right where you should be. I'm a hair restoration specialist. And believe me, most people who ever came to me for help use the regular treatments. It's not like they haven't heard of them. They use them every single day. And yet a lot of them are still at my door with a head as bald as a golf ball, even willing to go under the knife and get an implant if they really have no other choice. And I have to admit, so far, I've even told some of them, the most severe cases, to take that step, to go for an implant. I really thought I was doing them a favor. I thought I was telling them the truth, until one day. A day that changed me forever when I realized it just doesn't have to be that way. I realized that a problem that seemed out of our control was actually very much in our control. But to understand that, I had to take a step back and think outside the box. Outside the options we have at any supermarket or drugstore. Now, I will admit, the products on the market right now may have some results for a while. But how long do these results actually last? Here's a little secret you probably never had a clue about. Did you know that Rogaine was only tested on its subjects for 5 years and then all testing was halted as it went to market? Try to find someone still using Rogaine successfully after those 5 years. Try to find one and you'll see. And yet, people continue to buy it, even though it isn't an actual cure. If you don't believe me, call up Rogaine's customer service right now and ask them if this product is a cure to hair loss. They will be forced to tell you that it's only temporary. Now, you tell me, why would you keep spending $39.95 every month when you know it won't get you the results you want? And I hate to break it to you this way, but I really doubt you'll see a better product on the market anytime soon. Think about it. In the past few years, there's been so much talk of a cure for everything else from cancer to the common cold, but no cure for hair loss. Sure, hair loss isn't lethal, but per capita, it causes as much suffering as any of these diseases. Still, you don't see any news about scientists creating a hair loss product that actually works. But what if I told you that there already is a treatment to hair loss? And yet, it hasn't made it onto any of the products you've been using so far. Why? Because the products that are already on the market are making $3.4 billion in sales. Who would be interested in investing in a brand new solution when the old ones are still bringing in massive profits? I really hate to tell this to people because it's really hard to swallow. But hair loss is one big mirage, a problem that had a solution long, long ago. A problem you don't need to be suffering from because your body and nature already have everything you need to regrow your hair and keep it until the day you die. And it costs close to nothing. This solution has been ignored and in some cases conveniently avoided. Why? Because it had in it a rare exotic all-natural compound most have never heard of that begins to regrow hair with brand new follicles stronger and thicker than you ever thought possible. So why weren't these product creators on TV? Why the story on Dr. Oz should have been the biggest health headline in a decade, because this rare compound, which costs almost nothing and has zero side effects, took this 39-year-old man from this to this. It took a 63-year-old woman from this to this. And then took a 72-year-old Army vet from this to this. I ask you again, why wasn't this in the papers, the health magazines? Don't you think they'd be embracing a solution like this? I believe the numbers tell the story. $2.2 billion just in reorder sales from disposable factory-made products that already exist and are still profitable. I'm no conspiracy theorist, but all the proof you need is right in front of your eyes. But you'll never get near any of these results unless you stay tuned here until the end of this video when I blow the lid off of what happened here. What follows in the video is the part where we started looking into the hair regrowth power of this brand new exotic ingredient. And we're shocked how much money people wasted on products that most likely didn't grow a single hair on their heads. You have to wonder, the cat is coming out of the bag now. Their solutions don't pass the test of time. On the long run, most products out there are money drainers. You're promised results that you never actually get to see. Just like in the story, the emperor has no clothes. It only takes one little child to say it, and the whole king's reign comes crashing down. And I guess that child is me this time, because I found a solution that really grows your hair back thicker and longer than you ever dreamed of. And it's 100% natural, which means you're spared of any side effects that toxic artificial ingredients may have on your skin, and even on your general health. Since this formula I'm about to share with you is 100% natural, the people using it feel healthier, they have more energy, they sleep better, they nourish better. Because when you heal your hair, you heal a lot more than that. As it turns out, there's an effective solution to hair loss. Only one problem: it doesn't come in a bottle, which puts me in a unique position. Everyone else has a pretty package to sell you. I don't have anything to sell you because this isn't about the money. I made my money already. Today, all I want to share is information. Information that is doing this. Because it isn't fair that this is kept from you, so you have to suffer another day longer. Like I said, I'm Jerry Williams. I now live in Dallas, Texas with my lovely wife, Laura, and my two kids, Blake and Christy. I was, for a time, one of the foremost hair care specialists in New York. Many well-known athletes and celebrities have come to my practice for the all-natural look and non-invasive treatments we provided. On the outside, I was at the top of my game, but I wasn't really all that happy inside. I knew that my practice was imperfect. It's hard to admit this, but 20% of my patients wound up with noticeable side effects after the first 10 years. Sure, most of my competitors were much worse. Some call their hair loss treatments the perfect crime for this very reason. The damage only shows up later. It was a horrible cost of doing business to leave someone disappointed with the results and with their hopes crushed. But I thought I was helping more than I was hurting, at least providing a better service than my competitors, and went on with my life. But I was really deeply wishing inside there was a way I could help these people with no harm at all. Lying in bed, I wondered if what I was doing was really right. After all, the essence of my work was to do no harm and help people with this major problem that was causing them shame. Do I really deliver on that promise? I shoved these thoughts into the back of my mind until a window creaked open for me one day. It started when a man named Zhang Wei came into my office. Zhang was in the prime of his life, but he wasn't feeling prime about it. And he had lost everything on his head but the crown. He had the hairline of George Costanza, and he was only 28. He was extremely distraught. I asked him about how long this was going on, and he literally started crying in my office. It started when he was 19. He's been wearing a hat ever since then. He even hid his hair from his girlfriend. The light always had to be off in the bedroom. His girlfriend saw him without the hat one day. She left him a few days later. I've had people who were upset. I've never seen a patient so emotional about their balding problem. So I dug a little deeper to find out why. Turns out, he lives in Chinatown, New Jersey. He's the only one in his family who's balding, including his parents and grandparents. He's the only one among his friends who was balding. It was very lonely. We gave him a shock treatment, as we call it, a procedure that gives you fast results, but only temporarily. He accepted, and it was successful. He's extremely happy now. He recently sent me a picture of himself with his new girlfriend, who's beautiful. But the whole incident shook me. Something bothered me about it, and I figured out what it was. Why haven't I seen an Oriental person in my office before? Why was he the only one among his Oriental friends when in the United States, it's common to see young men balding as young as 18? So I started to research, and I found that hair loss is to a large extent a geographical issue. The hair loss is concentrated in these areas. If you don't believe me, go yourself to Egypt, Lebanon, or Hong Kong, and try to find someone balding. You'll struggle. Go there and you'll see it for yourself. I wondered, is that all genetics? Or is this information we could use to help find a cure, like the one I've been dreaming of? So I looked for studies that might help me figure out why some countries bald so much and others didn't. I have a school buddy who does research for a living. I thought he might be able to shed some light, and I was surprised to hear him say that it turns out he'd already done a lot of research on hair loss. But most studies are not interesting enough for the media to make it to the spotlight. However, I was very interested in them, and I asked if he could share his findings with me. And he did. Like a kid in a candy store, I looked that research up and down, and then ran a search to see if there was anything on ethnicity and geography and its effect on hair loss. Hit, go, and bingo. Bingo! There was a large study done on this exact topic. a large sample from each of the major countries involved in the analysis. The research was exhaustive. There was a tremendous study analyzing everything from their lifestyle to their genetics. They went so far as to analyze not only blood types, but the concentration of certain vitamins and minerals in the blood. Now that's what's interesting, is that according to the study, they detected the presence of a hormone known as X. But this hormone X, which most never thought to consider as it relates to hair loss, was that in higher concentrations in men from those countries that nearly never went bald. Hormone X apparently was missing like had never been noticed before. And when hormone X is present in the proper proportions, it makes balding impossible. And they used a single organic compound, which naturally raised the levels of hormone X and regrew hair like this. This compound, when taken in the right doses, is the literally hair regrowth formula. I couldn't believe what my eyes were seeing. I asked him what happened with the study. He said that study was abandoned soon after it started. I said, why abandon it? That's the greatest study on hair loss ever. He said, well, in the meantime, a very popular product on the market was mixed with a new substance called minoxidil. And since sales went through the roof, there was no need for another formula. I was shocked that an organic 100% natural compound could be ignored in favor of a chemical that could cause burning scalp, reddened skin, swelling of face, skin rashes, and acne, especially since this organic compound doesn't work like anything in a bottle. You don't need to take it 2 times a day or leave it on your scalp overnight. With just a few applications, it can naturally reset how Hormone X counteracts the follicle killer known as DHT and brings old hair follicles back to life like they were never gone. These particular natural compounds gave an American the same kind of hair growth an Asian would have well into his 80s, and the results were off the charts. Now, even though this study was halted, I knew that it was my job to pick up where they left off. Maybe this was the reason I got into this industry in the first place. To find the formula that nature had for us the entire time that works for almost free. So I decided to move along with the study on my own, and I've developed a cocktail of ingredients that not only help create this effect in even more powerful and rapid ways, but what I wound up with, what I call a super cocktail of ingredients that supercharge all the effects seen in that study. This cocktail of hair regrowth generates far higher quality hair that lasts for far longer. And the craziest part is that until today, nobody in the world has ever heard of it, but you. My first big experiment with the super cocktail was James Catter. He was suffering from a rare condition that caused all his hair to fall out in a matter of weeks. He was 27 years old. He was depressed. He used to be a popular kid before this mess happened to him. He wanted the hair transplant. I said, not until you try this. I've given him the super cocktail according to the parameters that I discovered in my tests. He thought it sounded strange, but he obliged. After a short while, I get an email with this picture attached. I couldn't believe it either. Just using this formula, he went from that to looking like this. This changed his entire life around. He started going out. He now has a new girlfriend. He started picking up baseball again. He's a new person. They say the shoes make the man, but in truth, from my experience, it's the hair that does it. Anna Barber. Her hair looked like this. She was 39 years old, still in her prime, and she was certain that her husband was losing interest in her. She tried the cocktail, and look at her now. Her husband sent us a thank you card in the mail that said I may have saved his marriage. Mr. Bennett was recently divorced, going back on the dating scene, and was getting no interest. This is how he came into it day one. Here's him after trying the formula. Here's Brent Papel, a male model. Even a slight hairline change can cost a career when you're in that business. And here's the beauty of it. With a super cocktail, you don't need to cut out sugar. You don't need to massage your scalp 12 times a day. You don't need to exercise, breathe, go raw, or improve all of your health. You just have one thing to take. That's all. Now here's something you didn't know. These messages from people are just the tip of a very large iceberg. We have them pouring in from every part of the country and yes, every part of the world. We try to catalog all of them here, but they're literally coming in too fast to put up on the website. And how are we able to reach so many people so quickly with the solution all at the same time? The secret is in a product we called the Restore Lost Hair Study Course. It's as close as you could possibly get to having me personally walk you through the process. I built it to ensure it covered absolutely every possible point of confusion that could come up. I refused to release this course until absolutely everyone who was using it would get exactly the same results as our private clients. First of all, the Restore Lost Hair Home Study course is going to enlighten you. It's going to blow the roof off this issue, wake you up to what's really been stopping you from getting your hair back. Many people find this portion angering and shocking at first, but they're always hopeful in the end of it, because you'll begin to see how close the real solution was all along. Then it lays down a well-lit path on completely solid ground that goes directly from your current head of hair to the thick, luscious hair you've always dreamed of. Since we've run thousands through this course, we now know exactly how you like to learn this stuff, how to keep it simple and fun and completely without any doubts or questions as to what to do next. You'll feel like I'm holding your hand because that's how we created it. Every single day, you're going to have one simple task. You check that box, and you're done. And what's more, you're really going to enjoy doing it. We made sure it's a smooth and simple process. And it's a really exciting process because you're going to look in the mirror and finally see brand new roots. And if you run into a snag, I'll unsnag you. Because we have a huge team of people standing at their computers waiting for your emails. We've made sure we've got the best people on our team. They have to be able to answer 97% of your questions immediately, or they simply don't get hired. And if they don't know even the tiniest detail, you get bumped up to someone who does. All of these people have gone through the course themselves. You'll find them to be as caring as a family member because that's what we really are here, a family. They'll be here even at 2 a.m. for anything you may need at all. Don't hesitate to make use of them. That's what I hired them for. It's official. The Restore Lost Hair program is here. A product like no other for 3 main reasons. It gets to the root of the problem. The solution is all natural, and it can save you thousands of dollars worth of products that don't really help you get your hair back. I can tell you right now that it's impossible to find a hair regrowth product that has all of these benefits together. I've been working in the industry for years, and I haven't seen anything like this. We're the first to bring this to market, and by the looks of it, we'll be the only ones for quite a long time. So now it's time for you to ask yourself, 1 year from now, who do you want to be? Do you want to be this guy still trying to figure out how to make a believable comb over? Or do you want to be the guy being hit on by girls half your age? The one whose wife gets giddy to see you when you come home? Or the guy trying to find a good hat to hide behind? When I talk about these dreams, they aren't really dreams at all. This is really happening. A new era in your life is about to begin, greater than what you've ever experienced before. The Restore Lost Hair program will have every guy you know burning with envy and crowding around you like a celebrity, asking how you did it. Instead of your cowering at home, lonely and unattractive. And you will succeed, no matter what, because reverse hair loss answers every question you might have. We know that because we built this course around what people just like you said they wanted. All you need to do is follow the protocol by the letter. If you don't follow the protocol, we can't help you there. However, if you should have a question, we have an eager and knowledgeable support staff who is standing by 24/7 to answer it. Now, there's one thing that may worry you. What will be the price for access to the Restore Lost Hair program? And I'll turn that question back at you. What would you be willing to pay to know you'd never need to worry about your hair falling out again? Really, think about that. Would you pay $500? $1,000? Personally, I would pay more. Any sane man would. This is your self-esteem we're talking about here. So, could I charge that much? Absolutely. And I'd have people lining up. But the truth is, I'm not here to make myself money. I'm retired and I'll be just fine. I'm here to make an impact. And I'm here to create another success story for my portfolio. Your success story. So even though I could easily sell it for $397, I decided to charge half of that, bringing the price down to $197. But then I decided I don't want anyone to miss out on this because of the price, and times are tough out there. So the Restore Lost Hair program is now just $97. But hold up. Since we're trying to get this formula to as many people as possible, no matter how much they afford to spend, we're allowing you to get it at even half that price, bringing you down to just $39. Click on the Add to Cart button below to grab your copy now at this tiny price. I know at this price, we've made it easy for you to jump on board and start getting results with the Restore Lost Hair program. And right now, I'm going to make it impossible for you to say no. And that's because of our special guarantee, which is unlike any guarantee you'll ever get from any other hair care product in the industry. They simply would go out of business if they had to defend this guarantee. It's called the 1 in 120 guarantee. That means you'll only have to do one simple, quick task every day or your money back. And you can get a full refund if you're not fully satisfied with the results after 120 days. Yes, that's a 120-day full money-back guarantee. If you don't get the results or you want your money back for any reason at all, you don't have to explain yourself. You don't even have to give us reasons. You just send us an email and the money will be back in your account, no questions asked. So take your time with this product. Test out what I teach, show it to others you trust, so you can decide for yourself if it's right for you. Because we don't keep anyone's money unless we've fully given you the results we promise. No red tape, no hoops to jump through. You have my word on that. I take very seriously the trust you have in me. I will make sure you succeed. Which is why we also provide top-notch, around-the-clock customer service and expert support for life to help you through every aspect of the process. We're coming to a close and it's time for you to make a decision. And you have a simple choice. You can do nothing. And your hair along with your confidence will keep fading like an old picture of Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future. And your life in general will continue along a downward slide. Your spouse will no doubt find you less and less attractive as time goes on. And the same will be true for all the other people you might potentially have in your life. You can go down that road. Or you can choose to join all the other people who are growing their hair right now with this all-natural formula until they reach full coverage. And loving every minute of it. They have bright faces and bright futures. Futures that look up, not down. In my opinion, you deserve to be a part of that. I believe it's your time to take your life back. It's hard enough as it is without a big bald spot on top of it. I don't know much, but I know one thing. If you don't do this, a year from now when you look in the mirror at a naked scalp and your spouse has lost the glimmer in the eye towards you, you're going to think back to this video and you're going to know that things could have been different. Growing your hair back is a great blessing. It's up to you to bring that blessing into your life. It's easy when I show you the way. All it takes is a small investment today that will pay dividends for the rest of your life. So make your decision, and here's what you need to do to get that started. Click the order button below, fill in your details on the next page, and you get instant access to Restore Hair Loss Home Study course. You'll be up and running with the program within seconds of clicking on the button, and as soon as you start regrowing your lost hair, you'll be surprised at your own reflection in the mirror. And if this doesn't work out as exactly I say, you don't pay. Only a fool can refuse a deal like that, and I know you're not a fool. So click the button now, fill out the form on the next page, and together, let's get that hair back. And if you've got any doubts, here's the answer. Don't even say yes, just say maybe. Click the button and just give it a try. Look, you'll never know how much hair you could have grown back if you don't try. Click the button, fill in your details on the next page, and I'll see you on the other side. If you're not willing to give this one a shot, what I can say, you're only hurting yourself. It means you'll never know what it's like to be the only person with rich, thick hair going into his 80s. But hey, being far more attractive than everyone you know at your age isn't for everyone. But if it is for you, you must hit the button below. It's so easy to do it. Just trust me and you'll see. I know there's that little voice inside of you saying, push this off to another day, or I just don't know if it's for me. It's the same voice that has kept you from all of your dreams. It's always tomorrow, or when I have money, or when I feel like it. Well, you know something? I've learned that the perfect moment will never come. The moment of success is a moment you need to create, and I believe that for you, this is that moment. If you don't do this now, you won't ever do it. And trust me, the chance of finding a product that gives you results like this come once in a lifetime, no matter how hard and wide you look. This is meant to be. You came to this page for a reason, not just to spend 20 minutes watching a video and leaving. So make this experience meaningful. Take a chance on your new hair. If you risk nothing, you get nothing. And here, there's really no risk at all. So hit that button below. Hit it well. The truth is, sometimes the only reason why someone hasn't hit the button is because they have a few questions that need answering. So let's do that right now. Question number 1. What exactly am I buying? Is it a book? This is a training course called Restore Lost Hair, and you'll be able to download it after you've secured your order. We're so proud of this course. Question number 2. I'm over 70. Will this really help with my hair loss? Yes. You can restore your hair even in advanced cases of hair loss. See the testimonials below. This is because no matter what your age, the root cause is the same, and we make sure we reverse that root cause naturally and fast. Question number 3. I have a busy schedule. Will this take much of my time? No. The entire program will only take a few minutes of your day, sometimes less. But even if you only invest a couple of minutes, you can turn your hair loss into a bad memory and allow a rich, full mane to take on a life of its own. Question number 4. I worry about buying things online. Is my order secure? Extremely so. We use the exact triple encryption security systems used by large companies such as Target.com, Nordstroms.com, and Visa.com. Your information is actually safer on our website than it is at the purchase at your local grocery. Got more questions? As soon as you get inside, 97% of them will be answered. And there's really no cost to get in when you can get your money back at any time. So hit the button below now and fill out the form. Oh, and for the other 3% of the questions we might not answer, for that we have experts standing by, ready and waiting for your support request. You can ask them anything under the sun about hair loss, the course, your order, and more. You'll have a knowledgeable, articulate, friendly, and satisfying response from a member of our team. Remember, once you've been through the course, which you can probably finish by the end of the day, you'll still have 120 more days to decide if you want to pay. And we actually encourage you to not pay and get your money back if you feel that that's what you want to do. So, in summary, the historic Restore Lost Hair program is one click away right now. I've risked a lot and given a lot of myself to bring it to you, and you won't need to pay a penny for it unless you want to. That means this should be the easiest decision of your life, but it's up to you to make it. Don't wait. You have a simple act in front of you right now that could cause the biggest change you've ever had in your life. It could turn your current life into one with more joy, more freedom, less worry, and less pain. Claim that. It's what you deserve. Click the button below. Fill out the form on the next page and feel sexy again. Do it now. You have 120 days to try this formula. If you say no to it now, 120 days from now when you'll be looking directly at your scalp in the mirror, you may just regret thinking that it wasn't for you. The truth is that this is for you. It's for anyone who wants a better life, but you have to make it for you. If you don't act on this now, you're letting bald win and the sexy to lose. And it doesn't even make any sense to do that. Think about it. There's no way you can possibly lose with this guarantee. Worst case scenario, you get this product for free. So let me show you the new hair just ready to burst to the surface. Do yourself the biggest favor of your life. Click here to restore your lost hair.